Welcome to the truth of reality. Many people, especially Christians, don't know that John, chapter 1, verses 1 to 3 clearly show that there are two gods, not one God. Let's start with the first part of John, chapter 1, verse 1, which states by saying, "At the beginning, there was a Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." Now, let's break it down into three parts. The first part is at the beginning was a Word. As we know, the Word alone can't be at the beginning or into existence without someone who can speak it. Then it is wrong of John to say that at the beginning was a Word, but the correct way is, at the beginning was God. But many Christians would say John did that because he wanted to say that Jesus was from the beginning before all things were created with God, which will prove that there were God and Jesus at the beginning, which also led to this confusion when we look at Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, which state, "At the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth." As we know, God and Jesus there were at the beginning, according to John chapter 1 verse 1 and the Christians. Now question will be, who is that God who created the heaven and the earth between God and Jesus, according to Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 and John chapter 1 verse 1? If you say that Jesus was the one who created the heaven and the earth, then that will mean that God was not the one who created the heaven and the earth. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 is telling a lie when it says God was the one who created the heaven and the earth. But if you say that is God who created the heaven and the earth, that will mean that Jesus was not the one who created the heaven and the earth. That will be John chapter 1 verse 1 is telling lies about Jesus being at the beginning and being God from the beginning. Then how can Jesus be God when from the beginning Jesus was not the one who created the heaven and the earth? The second part is John said the Word was with God. For example, I say, "am with my friend at the mall," which means I am not alone at the mall, am with my friend. In the same way, John is telling us in John, chapter 1, verse 1, that Jesus was next to God at the beginning. When we know that a word is something that does not have a physical body like us, and not a spirit, then the question is, how the Word be with God when it does not have a physical body nor a spirit? And between God and the Word, who created the heaven and the earth. Let's go to the third part, which states that the Word was God. How did the Word become God? Then the Christians say the Word is God, because God is the one who spoke it. How can a word be God just because it is from God? Now it is God. Then why the words that we speak or talk about every day, we don't say that is us, but to God we say that? Now John has contradicted himself and corrected himself, and those who don't see this still hold on to the contradiction, and that contradiction is that at the beginning was a God the Word, and God the Word was with God, and God was God.